pounds for this setup. All right, so let's go ahead and get ourselves started. You're gonna just find yourself standing on your mat, feet hip distance apart or so. Take a deep inhale breath, reach your arms up. And then as you exhale, just squat into a little chair. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, take a forward bend. Now your knees can be quite bent here. Reach all the way back up on your inhale. Exhale into your chair. Inhale it up. And exhale, knees can be quite bent for your forward bend. Inhale, reach it up. Sit into your chair. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, forward bend. Again, inhaling up. Exhale into your chair. Inhale it up. And exhale to forward bend. This time we'll take it up and hold into our chair. So as you hold into your chair, your arms might be up like mine are here, but it might not be okay for your arms to be up. You can have your fingertips touching your shoulders and just trying to lift your elbows higher. You could take your arms nice and wide, like a big Y shape instead of right up overhead, or you could have that cactus arm shape too. Feel your weight into your heels and let your toes lift up away from the floor. And then start to rock it forward and see if you can lift your heels away from the floor. Lower and rock your weight back to your heels, lift just your toes. And then come forward and see if you can lift your heels. Wobbling's good. Rock it back and let your toes lift. And then rock it forward. Lower it down, rock it back. And once more forward. As you lower your heels down, stretch all the way up. Exhale into a forward bend. Walk your hands over towards the outside edge of your right foot and encourage your left hip back. So your knees can bend here. Take care of your hamstrings always. Breathe into your left side body, your left rib cage, down your left shoulder, through your left arm. And then walk it to center and over to the other side. And walk it back to center. Take an inhale breath, reach it all the way up. And this time as you exhale, just take your right hand onto your right hip. Pull your belly in, squeeze your seat tight, and then lean on over to the right. Now we're going to do a little work for our neck. So look down, pull your belly in, and look right at your heel. See that your hips, your shoulder, and your heel are all in one line. And then look all the way up. Inhale it up. And as you exhale, just take it over to the other side. Squeeze your seat. That's going to help to keep your hips in alignment. It's going to protect your lower back. Look down at your left heel. Pull your belly in. And then send your gaze up to your right elbow. Take an inhale breath, reach it up. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. And exhale, step back with your left leg. Lower the knee and lift the heart. And as you exhale, lift the knee and straighten through both legs, relatively speaking. You might not straighten all the way. Coming forward, lower the knee down, feel the stretch to your hip flexors. And then as you press back, feel the stretch to your left calf muscles and your right hamstrings. Coming forward and back. And this time as you come forward, we're going to stay right here. Keep your back toes tucked. Squeeze your inner thighs towards one another. Hands come onto your right thigh, interlaced, and pull shoulders back over your hips. Now you can stay right here, and that might be perfect for some of us. Otherwise, you can take your hands back behind you. Find an interlaced grip, and slide your knuckles down towards the inside of your left knee. Release your bind if you have. Touch your fingertips down to the earth. Lift your back knee up. Walk your hands forward and lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. Now we're going to work into our right standing leg. So bend into that knee and lower your left hip down. And then straighten through your right as much as it will go. Your hands can be on blocks, on rolls of toilet paper, on cans of beans, on stacks of books, those that you've read under your right, those that you want to read under your left. And take a few more pulses here, feeling your right hip. And now the next time that your right knee's bent, hold it bent. See if you can lift your left leg higher. See about straightening through your right knee a little bit. Maybe your right hand touches the back of your right calf or ankle. And you could even play with balance here. Seeing if your left hand might want to come away from the floor. Might want to take a hold of your right calf as well. And both hands touch down. Lower the left leg to meet the right. And now just shift your weight right and left. Ooh, yeah. Take a nice deep inhale breath. Reach the arms wide enough. As you exhale, sit back into your chair. Your arms can go wide. Pull your shoulders back and down. Feel the weight into your heels, let your toes lift. Press down behind your big toes and feel your inner thighs engage. Breathe. Good, as you inhale, come up. Right hand to right hip, lengthen out and over. Look down at your right ankle. Look up at your left arm. Inhale it up. Exhale it over to the other side. Look down at your left ankle. And look up at your right arm. Inhale it up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Plant the hands and step your right foot back into that nice long lunge shape. Ooh, I got myself a little bug trying to get me. Lower those hips down. Lift your heart up. And with those back toes tucked, we straighten through both legs as much as is available. Coming forward, dropping the knee. Squeeze those inner thighs to lift your heart up. And reach it back. Stretch through. Inhale and come forward. And exhale it back. Once more, inhaling forward. And exhale it back. Come forward, back knee drops. Inner thighs engaged. We feel that space behind the left big toe and on the inside of the heel, pushing down into the earth. And bring the hands up on to the thigh, interlaced grip. Don't let your hips dump down. Feel your belly engage, your right seat engaged. Shoulders back. You can stay right here, and that might be just enough of a back bend. You could reach your hands back behind you, find that interlaced grip. Slide your hands down towards the inside of your right knee. Pull your belly in and try to lift your belly up towards the ceiling. Good. Releasing the bind. Bring the hands down. Lift that back knee and step it forward. Lift the leg just hip height. And then we're just going to bend into the left knee. Feel the weight into the four corners of that left foot and straighten. Little pulses here. You're going to feel that hip working hard. Couple more. Now bend into your knee and see if you can lift the leg higher. Use those glutes. And maybe start to straighten through the leg. Left hand might come to the calf. And you're just playing with balance. So don't make this like rocket science. Don't make it surgery. We are practicing a little yoga. We're practicing standing on one foot, and it's no big deal, right? Your right hand might come away from the mat. It might not. It might reach back and take a hold of your left calf right along with that left hand. Stretch. And then both hands touch down. Lower the right foot to meet the left. Exhale into your forward fold. Take an inhale breath. Reach the arms up. And exhale. If your weights are not handy, get them handy now. Take an inhale breath. Reach it up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. As you exhale, plant the hands down. Step the left foot back. You're back into your lunge. Now you have the option to keep the back knee lifted or to drop the back knee down. Take a hold of your weight in your right hand. Bring that elbow nice and high behind you. And you're just straightening through and bending. Straighten through, tricep kickbacks and bend. Good, worky here. Back knee can be lifted for a little bit more active of a shape. It's always up to you. Maybe you do part way with the back knee lifted. Maybe you do part with the back knee grounded. Feel your tricep working. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Take that weight along for the ride. Reach up. See about holding the weight in your left hand and maybe holding the end of the barbell with your right fingers. Lean out and over to the right. Right hip is back, left hip is forward. Pull the belly in and stretch. Nice. Come back to center. Lower that down. Take a hold of both weights. Straighten through your legs as much as they'll go. So you can even use the weights here to bring yourself up away from the floor. As you bend into your right knee, step your left foot up just enough to ground into the mat. Right knee bent. Pull your spine up so that it's parallel to the earth. Good. So we're going to be taking outward flies here. Arms reach out, straight out to the side. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and lower it down. Reach it out and lower it down. If the right knee wishes to straighten, you can play with straightening it. Pull the right hip back. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Lower it down. Reach out and squeeze. 5 more. Last 4. 3 here. 2 more. And last 1. Good. Bend into that knee. Drop the weights on down. Come to stand on the right foot. Hands are going to come up onto your support. So if you need to make an adjustment now. Weight into your right foot. Lift the left leg up behind. Bend into your right knee and straighten. Bend and straighten. So when our hands are down to the floor and we're working into a standing split, we kept that weight into the 4 corners of the foot. We're going to do the same thing here. Work that hip, ladies. 3 more. Last 2. And 1. Now as you come up with as straight as a knee as you can get, rest your elbow onto your support. Open it out. And oh, that hip's going to say thank you you so much. Bring the knee in and lengthen through. Bring it in, flexed foot, straighten out. Nice. Feel that outer hip working. Pull your belly in. 5 more like this. 4, 3, last 2, 1. Hold that here. See about maybe taking your right hand onto your support and your left arm out and up. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Good. Lower your left foot. Unwind here. Take an inhale, breath. Reach it up. Exhale to forward fold. Now in this forward fold, bend your knees so it's going to feel like you're going into a chair pose, but you're not going to. And just let the weight shift back to your heels. You might feel that stretch into your glutes. That feels pretty good. Let your head hang, shake it out. Come up into a half lift and step your right foot back. So you're back in this lunge shape and you have the option, right, to have the right knee down. You can have it lifted up. You can move between the two. Be where it feels good to you. Take a hold of that weight into your left hand. Keep your heart reaching forward. Elbow lifts high for tricep kickbacks. Try not to let your elbow droop down. Feel that full extension. Five more. Last 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Good. Lower that down. Both weights into your hands. Straighten through both legs as much as is available. Now you can use those weights again. If you put them on their dumbbell end, it's like a nice little block. Pull your right hip forward. It's going to stretch the outside of your left hip, down your left leg, hamstrings. Breathe into it. All right, so as you bend a little bit into that left knee, make sure your right foot is grounded. And that knee can stay quite bent. Take your arms, reach up here. Belly is engaged, so you can't see with my shirt. It looks like I'm just hanging out here, right? I'm not, I promise. Let your palms face back this time. And we're taking flies as you pull your elbows up and release. Up and release. Breathe here, release. Good. You got this. Take 5 more. Last 4. 3. Last 2. And 1. Good. Lower that down. Drop your weights on down. And come on up. Should we do something different here? I'm feeling like we did, but maybe not. Let's lean on over. Stretch that right leg back. And then bend and straighten. And you want to really get that hip working. Keep your right hip drop down. Keep your belly in. Good. Now the next time that you're straightening, you're going to take that turn. Lift right hip over left. And then bring the knee in towards the shoulder and press it out. Keep your foot flexed. Keep your leg as high as it will go. Weight into your left foot. It's equal between your heel and your toes. Five more like this. 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Good. Hold it here. Maybe the right arm reaches. Ardha Chandrasana. And then lower foot, lower hand. As you bend nice and deep into your knees, send your weight back. Feel a stretch to your lower back. You could shift weight into your right heel. Pull your right hip back. Shift weight into your left heel. Pull your left hip back. And you're creating this nice little massage on your sacroiliac joint. Good. And take a hold of your, just one weight. Reach it all the way up. Now you're gonna hold that weight in your right hand. With the left hand might take a hold of that end of the barbell and just reach it on over to your left. Bring it all the way up. And exhale, forward bend. Take a hold of both weights and have a little bend into your knees. You want to pull your belly in. These are called deadlifts, and now we're not using a whole bunch of weight for our deadlift, but we do want to strengthen into our lower back, into our glutes and our hamstrings. So now just start to lift your hands away. Start to straighten through your legs. Straighten your legs, lifting your spine away from the floor as much as you need to, and then lean a little bit back into your heels so your booty moves back. And it's going to feel like you're just pulling up your pants here. Come up and lower it down. Now, if you feel like you push your heels outward, you might feel more stable. Feel like you're scrubbing your heels out, like you're trying to pigeon toe your feet without actually pigeon toeing your feet. If it's too much, don't go down as much. It's all okay. You're still working strength into your lower back, and that's one area that we could all use a little extra work on. 5 more. Last 4. 3 here. Last 2. And last 1. Good. As you come up, just take your hands onto your hips with your weights. Squeeze your seat inward and press it forward. Lean it back into a back bend. Oh, that feels good. Bring shoulders up over the hips. Bend into your knees and set your weights on down to the floor. Step back with your left foot. This time, do your best to keep your back knee lifted. Take that weight into your right hand. Reach the elbow up and back. Add. Lengthen through. See how high you can kick that hand up. See how high you can keep your elbow up. Just 4 more like this. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. Now kick up. Take your arm out like a T and then twist it open. Good. Now we're going to bend into that elbow, send that weight down towards your shoulder and up. Nice controlled movements so we don't give ourselves a concussion. Breathe. Extend through. And bend. Drop the back knee if you need. Last 4. 3 more. Just 2 more. And last one. Unwind from that twist. Both weights come into your hands. They can come up onto their ends. Stretch back. You're leaning out and over the front leg. Come up onto the tippy toes of your back foot if that's available to you. Now, if that feels like it's too much on your right leg, please don't do that. You can also keep your right knee bent. Now, as you lower your back heel, pivot it so that your toes are facing the left edge of your mat. Walk into a wide-legged position. Bend your knees here and lower your spine down. Stretch here. Squatting it down. So you don't want to straighten your legs with your toes angled outward, but we do want to get that stretch to the lower back, to the outer hips, so you can sit down a little deeper if that's calling to you. With weights in hands, knees bent, and come on up. Palms face forward. We're just going to take some little bicep work here. Keep your knees bent. Angle them out over your second toe. Feel your tail heavy. Breathe here as you work. Five more like this. Last 4, 3, 2, last 1. Good. Now turn out, stretch through the legs, reach up, and then squat. Reach up and press. Watch that angle of your knees. Don't let them collapse in. You're working your outer thighs. You're stretching your inner thighs. Create space for your tail to drop down. And keep your shoulders back. I know, right? So much to think about. Just 5 more of these. Last 4. Last 3. 2 more. Last 1. Good. Take a bend. Just drop your right arm onto your right thigh. Reach your left arm up and over. Now, if that's too much with the weight, don't use the weight. You can bend into your elbow. That's going to stretch your triceps and your lats a little deeper. Breathe. Good. Reach it all the way up and over to the other side. Stretch it out. Good. Come all the way up. Pivot your toes inward and forward bend. Your knees can be bent. Take care of you. Feel your tail lifting high. Feel your head hanging low. Start to straighten through your knees so long as your toes are narrower than your heels or at least in line with them, just not wider. Good. Press up. Walk it back over to your right foot. You're going to find that runner's lunge shape. Go ahead and place your weights right on off to the side. Plant through your hands and step it on back. Whoa, my weight is rolling away from me. As you're in your plank, drop your knees down to the mat. And now curl your tail under. Pull your belly in. Bend halfway into your elbows and straighten. Bend and straighten. Little push-ups. Watch that your belly doesn't release as you start to bend into your elbows. Work it here. If your core is engaged, you're doing some core work. Multitasking, getting arms and belly. The next time that you're bending, hold. Lower your hips, lower your chest. Take your hands, stack them on top of one another right underneath your forehead. Widen your feet to about mat distance apart and walk your right toes further away from your right hip. Walk your left toes further away from your left hip. Press into the tops of your feet so that your kneecaps lift. Pull your tailbone towards your heels. And now lift your legs up. Your head can stay glued to your forehead, to your hands, so don't worry about lifting at all. Just see if you can lift your legs higher. Breathe. And now squeeze the legs together. Feel your inner thighs hug in, and then widen them to mat distance apart. Squeeze in and open. A few more, hug it in and open. Last time, squeezing in and open it out. Tops of the feet will ground back down. Now lift your chest, your hands, and your head all together. Keep it glued in. Pull your chin closer to your chest. Pull your shoulders further away from your ears. And then lower it down and rest here for a moment. Wiggle out your seat if you need. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Come up through your tabletop shape. Downward facing dog. Walk it out, stretch it out. Breathe here. So bend your knees nice and deep. Push your weight back through your hands to your feet. And see about bending your knees even deeper. And maybe a little hop, just away from the mat. Your feet might come 6 inches off the mat. If that's not for you, you can hold your downward facing dog. That's always okay. Some of you might like to hop all the way up your mat, and you can do that in little hops. Or you can hop your feet all the way up to your hands. Release into your forward fold. Take an inhale breath, reach the arms wide enough. Exhale. Let your hands pass through heart center. Feel away at the hips. So we have a little work to do on the other side. Inhale it up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. And as you exhale, you're stepping your right foot back. Now your challenge is to try to keep the back knee lifted. If that doesn't work, it's okay. You can always put that knee down onto the mat. Feeling yourself hugging in, left knee towards right arm. Press the right hip forward. Good, lift up from that back elbow. And then straighten through and release. Get your tricep kickbacks going here. Work into your legs. Good work. 5 more. Last 4. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Take the arm right out to the side. Open into your twist. Bend into your elbow, weight to the shoulder, and straighten through. Good work. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Unwind. Take those weights along with you as you back it up. Now you can ground that back heel if that's safer for you, or maybe you lift up the back heel and stretch into your left leg deeper. Breathe here. Good. As you bend into your left knee, walk the hands forward, step the back foot on up. Let your feet be hip distance apart. Take your weights along with you as you come up. So you're gonna seat yourself into your chair pose. So one good thing to do here is just like we did in that forward fold shape, is feel like you're pushing your heels outward. Feel your belly drawing in. Good. Now we're gonna take those arms out shoulder height. If shoulder height's not working for you, let your elbows be down by your waistband. Bend and straighten. So with your arms lifted, your cardio is higher. But if your shoulders just won't have it, then let your elbows be by your side body. You're still getting your bicep work in. Five more like this. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now one of my bar favorites, so let your palms face forward. Your hands are gonna drop back, your elbows are gonna come forward. We're gonna take little pulses here. Feel your shoulder blades, can you get them closer to one another? Stretching through your chest. And then let your elbows start to come forward. Eventually they might meet one another right in front of your heart, but they might not, that's okay too. Just keep working here. Now squeeze and press, 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 press. Let your hands start to part. Pull your elbows away from one another. Good. Hands behind the elbows as you finish up your pulsing here. Notice your legs. If you let them go, push those heels outward. Squeeze those inner thighs inward like you have a block between your upper thighs. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that down. We'll watch your shoulders here. Send some weight back into your heels. Navel engaged. Lower it down. And pull up those britches. Lower it down. Weight comes back to your heels. Pull belly in. And come on up. Good. Heels, where are they going? They're still going out. Feel that action. You might not see them moving out, but you can energetically feel them moving out. Work it here. Last 5. And 4. 3. Last 2. And 1. As you come up, let your hands rest right by your side. Sit back into your chair. Pull your shoulders back and down. Feel your belly lifting up. Take your arms, reach them all the way up overhead. Good. Palms facing back. Bring your arms down, just shoulder height. Bend and straighten here. Keep your shoulders back over your hips. Keep your hips back over your heels. Feel your belly lifting. Feel your heart lifting. Squeeze it in. If this is too much, drop your elbows down to your waist. You're still getting your bicep movement. Take 5 more like this. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep your knees bent. Lower all the way down. Weights to the outside of your mat. Step it back into a plank. Now you can keep your knees lifted if that's calling. You can drop your knees down. If it's too much on your wrists, because we're going to be here for a little bit, put your elbows down underneath your shoulders. Just don't let your booty move up and back. Pull your booty down. And then push through your hands and feel your core engage more. Your knees can be lifted. Breathe here. Lower the hips down. Find a Sphinx pose. And then lower yourself all the way down for another set of spine strengthening. This time, take the arms and stretch them forward. Feet still greater than hip distance apart. Forehead can be touching down. Lift your kneecaps. Pull your tailbone towards your heels and lift your belly button up. And now lift your legs up. Push your toes away from your hips. And then press through your hands and lift your chest up. Breathe here. Lengthen through as long as you can. Now lower the feet. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Keep the legs engaged and come up into a high cobra. Feel that compression in your lower back. Keep your seat squeezed here. And then press it back. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Or an option for a child's pose here. Breathe into it. So if you are in child's pose, come to your downward facing dog. Find your right leg, lift it up behind, and as you exhale, step it forward into your lunge. Grab a hold of your weights, take them along for the ride as you pivot your back foot. Good. Now you're going to have your right hand down where it is. Bring your left arm up, and then that's going to help to bring that right arm up as well. Arms are going to stretch out. It's a warrior bee. Let your palms face up here, and that'll give you space for your shoulders to drop down. Pull your belly button in. Good. So we're just going to bend into the right knee a little deeper, and then as we straighten through, we're going to take the arms up. Out and up. Reach and lift. Nice. Just about halfway there here. Four more. Three more. Last two. And one. Hold it here. You can drop your forearm down, take your top arm up, and now let the weight of the arm and the weight itself push back into your shoulder socket. Watch so you don't let your belly drop forward. Pull it in and up. And feel like you're rotating your back leg so that your heel pushes further away from you and your inner thigh spins backwards. Good. Lower that hand back behind you. Turn your palm to face out. Your hands on your lower back so that your elbow can now come forward. Stretch into that shoulder. Look down at your right foot. Pull your chin close to your chest. And press your left hand into your lower back as you turn your chin further to the right. Breathe here. Nice. Straightening through your right knee, lengthen through your right arm. Feel your core working. And then let yourself rise on up. Pivot your right toes in. Pivot your left toes out. Good. So we're going to take that work into a second set. Reaching the arms out. Good. As you bend this time, reach the arms up and open it out. Bending and lengthening, stretching out as you straighten through your legs. Almost there. 5 more. 4, 3, last 2, last 1. Good. As you hold it here, get those shoulders down, bend back into your knee. Lay your elbow onto your thigh. Reach all the way up, and you're pressing the arm back into the shoulder socket. So instead of trying to reach up as high as you can, let that weight in the arm pull back into your shoulder socket. Pull your belly button in more. It's going to feel like your tailbone's trying to touch your back foot. Roll your right knee downward. Press through the outer blade of your right foot. Breathe. Yeah, so we're going to take this into that little work for the shoulder, for the neck, as you bring your hand back behind you. Press your hand onto your lower back. Pull your elbows slightly forward. Look down at your left toes. And then see about pressing your hand more into your lower back. Pulling that shoulder over to the left. And then let your chin move over to the left. Breathe. Good. Unbind and unwind. Reach up. Let your toes go narrow. And you can shorten your stance if you need, especially if you feel unstable with that wider stance. So shorten it up. Your knees can be softly bent. Your belly's definitely engaged. Hinge your body forward here. Let your palms face one another. Good. We're just going to pull up here into those rows. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep your weight over your arches. Feel your legs working, like you're squeezing a big yoga ball between your thighs. Like you're still pushing your heels towards the outer edges of your mat. Breathe. Just a few more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the weights all the way down with bent knees. Touch your fingertips down to the earth and straighten through your legs into a forward bend. Shake out your head, roll out your shoulders, wiggle out your jaw. Walk your hands over to your right foot, pivot that foot forward. Step your back foot up. And roll the body on up. All right, so we're going to have one more little balance piece here. So as you find your right hand on your support, your weight's going to come into your left foot. Bring your right knee on up. Flex through your foot. Now you don't want to be leaning back. You don't want to be dumping back. So if you need to bend into your standing knee, that can help to keep your shoulders up over your hips. Flex through that foot. Can you lift your knee higher? Take your left hand onto your right knee and then open into a twist towards your right. Now you can use a little pressure of that left hand to drag your right knee towards the left, but don't let your hip follow. Keep pulling your right hip back. If you want, you can try releasing that right hand and stretch it back. Good. Unwind. Place that foot down to the earth. Give yourself a little wiggle, shake, 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 shake. And take that work to the other side. So you can turn around. I'll stay facing you. Plant your weight into your right foot. Lift your left knee up. No leaning back. Bending into your knees, okay. Good. Hug that knee up higher. And right hand can come to the left knee. Open into your twist. Feel here, your hips are level and they're both facing forward. Maybe your left hand comes away and stretches out. And we unwind. We touch that foot down and give it a little wiggle. Good. Come all the way down. Squatting nice and low, lifting your heels up, stretching through your feet. Something you should do every single day. Stretch through your feet. Tell them thank you for carrying yourself around all the time. And then start to walk it back. Come onto your booty. Squeeze your knees together. So I want you to take your feet, pigeon toe them in, and try to get your kneecaps to touch. Roll your shoulders back and down, and then start to walk it in. And try to keep your kneecaps touching. Just see about lifting your feet. I'm going to encourage you to keep your hands behind your knees for a moment as you start to straighten through your legs. If you feel yourself start to droop to the floor, lower your legs and lift your chest higher. Lengthen through your legs as much as feels good without lowering your back towards the floor. Breathe. And then slowly take your toes back down to the mat. Soles of the feet come together. Walk it forward. So your fingers like little spiders walking away from you. Walk it on up. Squeeze the knees together. You know that there's hardly ever just one of anything. Walk those heels a little wider. Press your knees into one another. Hands behind your knees. Find that balance point. Squeeze your thighs together. You've got a $100 bill there. Keep a hold of it. If there's anyone else in your house that might take it, hide it from them. Keep squeezing. Keep squeezing. Roll the shoulders back and down. Breathe here. Little 5, 4, 3, 2, and super slow. Lower those feet down. And this time, plant through your heels, soles of your feet, wrap your arms around your knees, and spread that space between your shoulder blades wider. And drop your chin towards your chest. Can you drop your shoulders away from your ears? And roll it on up. All right. Let's take the legs long out in front. Right leg's going to stay right where it is. Bend into your left. Right hand, bring it back behind your right hip. So you're now turned to facing your right leg. Walk it forward. Again, your hands like a little spider. And it's walking away from you, which is exactly where you want it to be walking, right? Away from you. Keep walking until you find that stretch. Now you can use your right hand. If you push into your right hand, your body's going to come more over your right leg, and your left quadratus lumborum, lower back, is going to get a nicer stretch. So take it to what feels good to you. Some of you might like to hold on to your right calf, or maybe even the outer blade of your right foot. Now your right knee can do that. And you're still going to get the stretch to your lower back. Breathe. When you do have a bind, release it, please. Bring the right elbow to the inside of the right knee. Stack shoulder over shoulder. Now pull your belly in. Stretch here. Look down at your right knee and feel your left shoulder. Can you pull it back further? Look past your right knee off to the right edge of your mat. And pull your left shoulder towards that same right edge of your mat. Maybe the left arm stretches up and over towards the toes, but don't worry about reaching them. Instead, feel that length from your hip through your fingertips. Lower that down. Walk it on up. And switch out your legs. Now we're starting with the left hand back behind the hip, turning to face the left leg. Walking the right hand downward, and this left knee can be bent. This left knee can be nicely bent. Push your right hip and right thigh down into the earth. Press through your left hand, get your weight over your left leg. Some of you might like to hold on to the outside of the leg or the outer blade of the foot. Feel that stretch to the lower right side of your back. Press the body forward over the left leg as much as the body will allow. Forcing. When we force the body, we get pushed back or injured. It's just one or the other. Breathe. Take it to what feels safe and available and slightly uncomfortable. Good, release that bind. Your right hand's gonna come right out in front of you. Your left hand is gonna find its way to the inside of the left calf as the elbow drops down. And you're gonna look down at the left knee. And you're gonna roll your right shoulder over your left shoulder. Then you're gonna look down even further. And you're gonna roll the right shoulder back further. As you look more to the left, can you pull your right shoulder further to the left? Good, keep it there. And maybe stretch that arm up overhead. That is a maybe. You do not have to do this. You don't have to do anything. Everything that I'm saying is just a suggestion, right? It's a suggestion. You take what's working for you, as always. Lower the right hand down, and you're going to use this hands to walk yourself on up. Both legs come out in front. Bend your knees. Pull your tailbone back, belly forward, and then lower yourself down. Walk your hands down your legs. Maybe they take a hold of your feet. Maybe your knees stay nice and bent here. If your belly and your lowest ribs are still touching your thighs, then explore straightening through your legs. If your belly and lower ribs release from your thighs, then instead of your legs taking the stretch, it's your lower back, and it's not in the safest way. So please do take care of you. And roll it on up. One last little bit of work here. If it's safe on your wrists, plant your hands back behind you, fingers facing forward or fingers facing outward, whichever way feels best. Your legs can stay straight, you can point to your toes, or you can put the soles of your feet onto your mat. Lift your chest up on your inhale and press all the way up. Push your knees away from you. You're looking up. Drop the back of your head in line with your shoulders, and then let your head drop back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the seat down. Stretch the arms all the way up. Flex through your feet and lower the body down, vertebrae by vertebrae, until you're all the way on your mat. Let your hands rest by your sides. Your palms will face up. Press through your heels so that you have room to scoot your tailbone towards your heels. And then press through your elbows and pull your shoulder blades closer together. Let your eyes fall shut here. Shavasana. In Shavasana, let the muscles release. Let your mind's eye travel to each and every bone in your body. And letting the weight of those bones drop down to the earth, creating even more relaxation in all the muscles that move those bones. You've done quite a bit of work here for the body. Give yourself enough time in your Shavasana to restore the body. I might suggest counting your breaths and taking a good 10, 12 slow deep breaths here. When it is your time to move about in a way that is kind, self-respecting, in a way that shows your grace, your compassion. Thank you for allowing me to lead you in this practice. Namaste.